Yeah, I am here again to uh, this session is focused on evolutions, not extinction. Evolution, not extinctions. Many people are worried today about how AI will lead to extinctions. But from the indices and from what we've known so far, if of course control very well and in terms of use responsibly, like we say, then of course it's not leading to extinction but evolution. And so this time we want to quickly look especially in the context of engineering, software engineer and stuff like that. That's what I'm looking at now. So how AI is transforming software engineering. And of course, in the MVIT, we preparing the next generation of software engineers to train in the AI era. That's what we want to see. Because now traditional software engineer is not it's not hot cake anymore. I mean, it's not something that they're losing their job, being laid off from companies here and there. And so let's look at what do you need to begin to do? What do you need to learn? And so that is what I'm going to be talking about, evolution, not extension. That is what I want to talk about in a couple of minutes for our last session tonight. And so I want to look at the reality of AI in software development. The reality right now is that 80% of software development are being done by automated coding using artificial intelligence. And so we have what we call the 80-30 rules of AI coding, and AI can automate 80% of the routine coding tasks as we see today. So AI can do it structurally better. I mean, the basic things in terms of which is around 80%. And so the other 20 is a big one. And it's only a few people that can play in that industry, people that have the right skill. So these are information that I have to know, that the boilerplate coding in terms of, for instance, basic operations in your coding, the standard patterns are easily handled by AI as of today. So artificial intelligence, the boiler plate code, the basic operations, basic functions, and the standard pattern for coding are easily handled by artificial intelligence too. And this is very important for you to know. The crucial 20% involving complex logic, the architecture, and the problem solving, of course, still relies on human expertise. That you must also know. So AI is a powerful tool for developers. It's not a replacement. And so, but however, you need to use this tool so that it becomes powerful tool for you and so that it doesn't replace you. So software development things, tasks are distributed. There are parts that human being must play today. AI cannot play that role. So, which is presently is around 20%, and I think it will still reduce, but however, it's still very, very big. And so fine-tuning yourself, aligning yourself to become a player, an advanced AI software engineer to play in this domain is very key. That means which involve logical thinking, critical thinking, right? Understanding the baseline architecture, like I mentioned in my previous video, the model adoption, the traditional understanding, they are very, very, very important. Where you will know the 20% of that is left, like I mentioned, involve complex logical thinking, logical reasoning, and comprehensive understanding, extensive understanding of the architecture. Of course, across the application architecture, the infrastructure architecture, all those things are very, very important. And of course, problem solving required at that level will require human expertise. And so we have been here before. If you look at a lot of things that happen, technology evolutions has happened. In fact, if you look at history of technology transitions, you will see that many things happened. There was a time in 1990s that the web builders feared to replace web developer. Instead, that created more demand for skills, professional who could customize and automate beyond template, right? We've seen that, okay, where we think WordPress was going to replace a lot of things. We think different type of things like that could replace, but it's a rather create more thing. We also see the GPS navigation didn't eliminate the need for transportation experts, but transform how the transportation expert could work and create new specializations. And so it's the same thing today for software engineers, that AI is not going to replace you. You just need to adjust to begin to do things in a different way. In the 2010s, you see the cloud computing shifting IT roles but created more jobs than it could eliminate by enabling business models and services. And so if you look at it from many, many years, you see different type of things according to how it is. And since after the COVID, we see a lot of transformation changes, remote job and stuff like that change. When people were not going to work again, we thought that the world was going to collapse. But people work from their home comfortably now. Company are actually making a lot of money. It's just now, and of course, people have to, many of the company have to go back to work. But you see here hybrid, remote work, a lot of things after the 2020. So a lot is going to change. And so the key pattern is that new technology have historically augmented man or human capabilities and increased demand for experts rather than eliminating them. And so we can tell you without any iota of doubt that AI will create more jobs as it gets stable. Yes, the traditional roles have been eliminated, no doubt, but we see that getting to us next year, at the middle of next year or so, more jobs will be created, more roles will be created as the system get in, but in a different way, right? Where we need a company needs critical thinkers, people that are very smart, people that understand the tool, people that understand the foundation, people that understand the architecture, people that understand the business, people that can look at it and apply. Those are the people that a lot of things. So, and it's going to cut across all verticals in terms of different industries around the world. That is going to be very important. So you need to know that. So the current industry transition today is a temporary phase, no doubt about that, not a permanent shift at all. And so and professionally and prophetically, we can speak to this, that the current industry transition today is a temporal phase where you see even big tech laying off, right? It's a temporal phase. We can tell you that for a fact. It's not a permanent shift at all. And so we see current tech layoff, recent layoff reflect company adjustment to economic conditions and recognizing for the reorganization for research for an AI integration. It's actually not eliminating the developer's role. But again, developers need to shift. It's beyond typing lines of code. No, nobody have time. The company, if they want to launch in weeks, not in years, so that you are writing yourself. No, company want to launch in days, if it weeks, not if not days, actually, right? So, and AI tools are there. So as they are built, They need people that understand to support the AI role. I mentioned earlier, like the 20% that needs complex and logical thinking to solve a problem. And so we see currently that tech company, they do lay off, of course, not eliminating developers' role. And we also see learning integrations. Companies are in the learning phase. The artificial intelligence, some of them don't even know where they are going. I can tell you that. Many just building, they are trying to do the hype and build something for people to see. And so it's still a learning phase, no doubt about that. Even from great names that you hear out there, it's still a learning phase of them. It keep changing. They keep adopting, right? Go to market and all that type of thing. So companies are in a learning phase and then figuring out how to productively integrate AI into their development workflow, especially for developers. And then there is also what we call the skill alignment. So the industry is aligning to a value of with different skill, architecture and problem solvers over code typing, right? Over code typing. That is the thing. So please learn the architect, learn how to solve the problem, learn how to think, learn the business, right? The business, if you're in education, learn the business. How can the AI, this technology, be applied to solve problems, to provide a better way of learning, to be able to make somebody to be productive, to enable somebody, is what we're talking about. In the healthcare, in the agriculture sector, in the defense sector, wherever it is, those are the things that that will be happening. So yes, we know it's coming down. It's going to definitely go up very soon as this learning phase happens. So developers demand through AI transition, like I showed there, you can see currently there is a transition, seems very low, but as we do more of integration, businesses begin to get more assurance of using AI. They are begin to get assured that their data not having problem. Look at the use cases where it is like wow and productive. They are going to request a lot of use cases is going to come where you use different tools from big company like Microsoft, like Google, like AWS and all that, or IBM and the code that are building stuff there, or OpenAI, and all those people, businesses are going to really integrate into them. We had a lot is going on, especially now, where we are at the time of building different agents, agentic systems or multi-agents, like we will call it, right? So those things are really going to help. But the key insight that I'm bringing to you tonight is that this transition we are seeing today will lead to increased demand for developers who can effectively leverage or depend or know how to use AI tools. Is important. And so if you like, be the mother of developer, if you don't know how to use AI tool infrastructure and all those things, the underlying principle, like I mentioned earlier in my first video, my earlier video, is that you are in trouble. And so it is important, therefore, to understand the basic fundamentals. Okay. Then the expanding software universe, the expanding software universe, we see that the more code, more efficiency, more code, more efficiency. And so we see also that the accelerated development we see today, AI to enable developers to build code faster and then leading to do more projects being undertaken. So if AI is like an assistant supporting you to build what it should take you like 1 month, you are doing it within 2 days, or what you take you like a year is being done in 2 or 3 weeks. That is phenomenal then, right? So the future of coding is knowing how to use AI to support you as a developer. And so not cracking your brains around basic operations, not cracking your brains around uh, those little functions, but the basics is understanding the basic problem, the business problem, the human problem, and bringing those intelligence into making the code to become creative, to have critical thinking is very important. So expanded scope, like a project that were once too complex, now or taking time, becoming complex. In those days, I remember where some of the company that work, they have like a war room where you see the project manager, the scrum master, the developer, the solution architect, the business analyst, and all those people. And a lot of noise, right? This one said, no, we have to use this one. So it's, but now it's a lot of things you can practically, no matter how big is that project, the development project, you can practically say, oh, we're going to do this in 7 days because of the assistance of AI. So we need to see the positive niche, this positive stuff that artificial intelligence has brought to the industry. That we have faster delivery, we have better delivery, we have best practice delivery, right? So, but for you to support this development to become more efficient and better, not to worry about layoff or that, definitely you must align, like I mentioned in my first video, understanding the foundational model, know the integrations, endpoints, know how to do those things, understand the platform in general from different providers, and become a problem solver. You have to think, you have to understand the business. Not is beyond just coding. You need to know the problem. It's not just somebody depend on business analysts to bring something to you. No, you need to know the end-to-end problem that is being solved, right? So those are the things. So, but you must understand that the 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 complex problems becomes this thing. And the insight from here is that developers will be writing more code than ever before, just more efficiently, right? You are writing more to become so efficient, and AI is expanding, sorry, the software universe, not shrinking it at all. So it's making us to build more tools, to build more application, to digitalize more, right? So more projects, even areas that is tough to digitalize before, with the help of AI, we can begin to think of that to bring them into it. So as we get into 2026, we will see that horizon is going to really, really grow. It's going to really, really grow. But the developers or software engineers that has this problem will be the engineers that are not aligning to what I'm talking about tonight. And so from code constructor to system architect, those are the things you need to think, right? So traditional developers role is not enough. So the evolutions of software engineer, we see the traditional developer role like primary focus on writing lines of code manually, spend significant time debugging syntaxes and simple errors. Of course, you have a lot of assistants, GitHub, Microsoft Copilot. A lot of copilots are being integrated to the VS Code from Microsoft for development, the GitHubs, even all those type of things. Cloud, you can do that from Entropy, even ChatGPT, a lot of them there. And Gemini, wonderful. Gemini can assist in coding very well, and a lot of things. So they are supporting you, but so it's beyond line of code right now. You need to understand the business, understand the logic. So AI augment your architectural roles to make you to have the architectural sense, design and orchestrating the complex system using AI as a tool, right? What you don't know before, you can now be able to lay hand on. Then focusing on creative problem solving and business logic. So the business logic is very important. Then you privilege AI to handle the routine coding tasks, Why focusing on the architecture, like I have been mentioning, focusing on that architectural part is very, very, very important. Not is go beyond the just focusing on the line of code. In MVIT, what we have done is that we enhance software engineers. In our software engineering, we'll enhance them. AI, MVIT enhance AI and software engineers to prepare developers for this age. And that is why our curriculum is a balanced curriculum. That is, our program teaches both the part of the traditional software engineering fundamentals and the cutting edge AI integration techniques. And so this is very important. And then we also focus around AI tool mastery, where you need to know the tools to then learn how to effectively leverage AI coding assistants like Copilot, like Gemini, like the Cloudera and the rest, to become 5 times more productive than traditional developers, if not 10 times. Okay, so that is what we teach beyond that. Then system architectural focus. So emphasis on the critical 20% that I mentioned earlier that AI can't automate. There are part and piece of the architectural framework that are very complex, that need human validation, need human expertise in terms of that involve complex logic and the architecture design and the problem solving to have like a second look. So that part is very focused. And we make sure that our engineers or people that come for us for training get to know that. Beyond that, again, we focus around industry aligned projects in terms of real projects that simulate how artificial intelligence and human collaborate in modern development environment. And so you have the AI assistant agent or AI as agent working with human being together as a co-team member, a co-developer, right? You have developer this, or let's say you are good in one framework and the other person is good in that framework. So AI is now a team member, right? It's another team member with different expertise who can do some basic work for you, right? So why MVIT stand out is that why most programs either ignore AI or focus solely on it, MVIT balance the approach, which prepare developers to become architecture who can orchestrate both human and AI resources to build complex systems efficiently. And that is what we do. So in our training, is strategically coupled together to align to what the industry or where the industry is going. And so essential skill for the augmented AI developer, augmented for the AI augmented developers is that MVIT comprehensive skill development, like I mentioned earlier, we make sure that you have a mastery of the AI tool, like effective prompting, right? Effective prompting engineering, AI pair programming, right? How you work with the AI. Then we also look at the system architecture in terms of the AI integrated system design, talking about microservice architecture and other type of architecture, even heterogeneous architecture that are very necessary when we talk about the AI as well. Then, of course, we also do have the complex problem solving, where we break down requirement and edge case handling, right? All that type of thing. Then beyond that, the human AI collaboration is a skill that you have to know how to work with an AI agent or work with an AI assistant or work with an AI tool is a skill that you have to learn. So learning human AI collaboration is another wonderful skill, which is part of supporting you as an augmented tool. And so, like task delegations, strategies, or AI generated code questions, those are very, very, very important. And so, this helps to improve the developers' skills and for them to stay updated, to stay ahead of everything. So, advantage you have in MVIT is that our program balance technical skills with strategic thinking, preparing developers to lead in the augmented software development landscape. And so if you're interested in our programs, it's wonderful for you to pick them, right? And then, like again, our program enrollment is open. You can join our AI Enhanced Software Development Program and become an architecture of the future, not just a code constructor, not just developing or building lines of code, but you become an AI architecture, right? You can check our website, or you can email us if you need anything, or you can chat with our AI agent online to get some more information. And why join now, right? You become the front runner of the AI driven software revolution, where you can tangibly do wonders, right? Or develop the high value skill that AI can't replace. And then you position yourself as an architecture, not as an architect, not just like a coder. So again, you must understand that it is an evolution, it's not an extinction, right? Your job as a developer is not going away, it's not a replacement. You will only be replaced if you do not align to the AI way of coding. You will be, then it will lead to an extension. And you must understand, like I mentioned earlier, that 80% of the coding are done by the AI, but the 20% is very important, which is very crucial, is uh, which involve complex logic, involve complex logic, architecture, problem solving, and all that type of thing. So taking part in this is very, 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 very important. Again, I told you about the technology landscape in terms of the historical technology transitions along the way and what happened. And another key important thing that I must leave with you, and I don't want you to forget, is that the current industry transitions where you see layoff here and there is a temporary phase. It's not a permanent shift at all. And so as we get into full maturity in the AI, of course, a lot is being done, but we're still heading there. We are not anywhere yet, no doubt about that. And so this transition period will lead to an increased demand in looked out for software engineers that are aligned to the AI skills. Once again, if you are looking for training, quickly go to our website, www.mvit.tech, www.mvit.tech, and or you can call us or email us to our team to get you enrolled. And then if you are in the state of Texas, a resident in any of the city in Texas, and you may be eligible for a free training or course, a zero cost training to you that is sponsored by the Workforce Innovation and Opportunity Act. You may be eligible for them. If you are not eligible, of course, we also have financing as well, where you can pay month by month, working with our partners, the banks, and then to be able to do that. But remember, these skills is very, very important. See you again, same